Hey everybody, welcome to the Mindseed Show. This is Symbolic Literacy Lesson 3, The Eye of Providence. Let's begin with some background information about the symbol. The Eye of Providence is primarily found on the American $1 bill, pictured here. Let's zoom in and take a closer look, and of course we'll be analyzing each element of this symbol later in the video. The Eye of Providence can also be found on the back of the Great Seal of the United States, pictured here. So it features pretty much the exact same symbolism, it just looks different aesthetically. Let's go over a quick overview of the symbolism within the Eye of Providence. So of course there's a whole bunch of symbolism within this image that all comes together to create a greater overall meaning, and we'll be exploring each element in depth. There's the all-seeing eye, we have the pyramid with the missing capstone, we have the Latin phrase Annuit Coeptis, we have the Latin phrase Novus Ordo Seclorum, and we have the Roman numerals at the base of the pyramid. Let's analyze each symbolic element individually, starting with the all-seeing eye. So as you can see in the image, the all-seeing eye is peering in from a triangular slit cut into the fabric of reality. So this is not just a triangular eye that's suspended in the air. If you take a closer look at the image, you can see that a triangular slit has been made in the fabric of reality, or kind of in the curtain, so to speak. And we have this being that's peering into our reality from another dimension. We can also see that light is emanating from the all-seeing eye and from the other dimension that this being is dwelling in. The all-seeing eye represents God, the creator, the bringer of light, Lucifer. So depending on your interpretation of the symbol and whether you're looking at it through a light or dark lens, the all-seeing eye can take on a little bit of a different meaning, but generally speaking, these are the concepts that are associated with it. Additionally, one eye symbolism generally is a deeply nested archetypal symbol for the pineal gland and the third eye. So without getting into it too in depth, the idea behind the third eye is that, by developing your meditation practices, breathing practices, yoga practices, you can unlock your third eye, your pineal gland, illuminating yourself in the process. Moving onward, we have the pyramid, which features 13 rows of bricks, which represent the original 13 states of the United States. You'll notice that the pyramid's capstone is missing, suggesting that the pyramid, or the work, is incomplete. It also suggests that placing the capstone and completing the pyramid, or completing the work, would actually block out the all-seeing eye. Now for the Latin phrase Annuit Coeptis. Annuit means to favor, or to look favorably upon. Coeptis means an enterprise, an undertaking, a project, a work. So Annuit Coeptis translates to, he favors our work. And when we're talking about who favors the work, it's a reference to this being that's peering into our reality from this other dimension. Novus Ordo Seclorum is a Latin phrase. Novus means new, Ordo is ordo, order, and Seclorum is world, universe, earthly, worldly. So Novus Ordo Seclorum translates to New World Order. And we have the Roman numerals located at the base of the pyramid, adding up to 1776. And this represents the year that the work began, or the year that the work was completed, again depending on your perspective of the symbol. So moving into the dark interpretation of the Eye of Providence, and talking about the dark New World Order. So if the final capstone was actually added to this pyramid, it would end up blocking out the light of God, the light of the Creator, so on and so forth. And you can see that I have added the capstone here, so you can see the result that that would have. The rigid nature of the structure and stone building materials reflect the rigidity of the out-of-control ego and the resulting disconnection from spirit. So a super important concept there. We can't get rid of the ego, but when the ego is out of control and completely out of balance with spirit, and the more spiritual, emotional qualities are set to the wayside, that can result in a disconnection from spirit. And I think that one could make an argument very easily that our society in general is very, very disconnected from that. So in the Dark New World Order, the ruling class and dark occultists rule over an ignorant, enslaved population. And now countering that with the light interpretation, in the light New World Order, the capstone and bricks of the pyramid are disassembled, allowing the light of God and the light of the Creator to shine through and illuminate the world. So again, if the capstone is removed or never put on there in the first place, and we disassemble that rigid stone, we allow the light of the Creator to shine down onto humanity and to enlighten humanity. The rigid nature of the pyramid structure and stone building materials, which represent the ego, is dismantled, allowing our connection to spirit to thrive. So just stone representing just the rigidity of the ego, rejecting information that we think is not valid because we think we know better, or we think it's coming from a source that, because this person isn't, necessarily qualified on an academic level, that we reject the information right off the bat. Those kinds of things. So, of course, always striving for balance between service to ego, but also service to the collective and to spirit. And in the Light New World Order, humanity is enlightened as to its own nature as not only physical, but also spiritual beings. Humanity is free from subservience to a corrupt ruling class through wisdom, personal responsibility, and truth. And we'll end the presentation by going over the Mason anagram. So what's interesting is if we take the Masonic square and compass and we place it directly over the Eye of Providence, we can get an interesting result. So if we place it directly over it and we circle the letters that are associated with the points of the compass, with the point of the square, and then drawing lines off the sides of the square, that gives us the letters A, S, N, O, and M. And if we rearrange those letters, that gives us the word Mason, which is interesting. So I will end this presentation with a question as always for you to ponder. Is the current state of our world more representative of the Light New World Order or the Dark New World Order? Explain your answer. What do you think? Explain your answer. Put it in the comments. I'm curious as to what your thoughts are. As usual, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Mindseed Show, and we'll see you next time.